Greetings all, this is the Drone Prince. Today we're going to take a short and slightly hesitant trip over Littlesea. That's just on the edge of Weymouth on the Dorset coast. So why so short, you may ask? Well, I'm flying in a yellow warning zone within a few hundred yards of a gun range, and just on the other side of that bank of shale over there is a big red flight restriction zone. That's a police showing up at your door type of no-fly zone. And as you can see from this handy map, I'll be flying pretty close to the edge. The big bank of shale you see in the distance is Chesil Beach, which is 28 kilometres from end to end, 5 millennia old, making me feel much younger, so thanks Ches, and consists of 180 billion pebbles. Actually, that last fact I'd say is more of a guess, unless someone had a lot of spare time on their hands. Rotating anti-clockwise, we can see the English Channel on the far side of Chesil Beach, and on our side is East Fleet, a kind of tidal lagoon. In the distance you can see the island of Portland, home to Portland Bill Lighthouse, various quarries for Portland stone, a very sought after house building stone with the prices to match, and lastly a fortress style prison, worthy of a day trip, certainly, even the prison. As we continue to spin around, we see the Haven Littlesea holiday park in the foreground, which is where I was staying, and it's a very pleasant place to stay for a short break. I was in one of those static caravans right at the front, just down from the camping and touring / cheap seats area, and it was well worth the money. In the distance you'll be able to make out the cliffs on the opposite side of Weymouth Bay, which head out along the coast towards such places as Man of War Beach, Butter Rock and Lulworth Cove. Not certain, but I'm pretty sure Man of War Beach was not named after the nasty stingy floaty things. Weymouth itself is all those houses behind the caravans. There is a beach of sorts at Littlesea. It's not much more than a strip of dried plant life rocks and mud, but it's walkable, and you can walk all the way around to the firing range at Chickerell, and further down from there down the side of the Fleet. The water, as you can see, is an odd mixture of very clear and full of blooms of some kind of plant or algae. I wasn't quite able to make it out. It's important to note that Littlesea is the name of the holiday park. The actual area appears to be staggered between Chickerell and Wyke Regis, although the latter is a little further around this headland mainly. There's plenty of lush open countryside around Littlesea, with a good range of public footpaths, which allow the majority of people to be able to explore this fairly unique coastal region. This is, after all, the Jurassic Coast, famous for its fossils and being a World Heritage Site. That being said, the town of Weymouth itself is a brilliant tourist destination with a great seafront promenade, plenty of entertainment values for families and couples, and some absolute cracking places to eat. Well, that's pretty much it from me for this video. Yes, it was short, but I hope, like all good things that come in small packages, it was worth it. It was certainly a little nervy, worrying if my trusty drone was going to be shot at, or if I'd be expecting a knock on the caravan door later that night, but I didn't and everything was fine. So obviously a good opportunity to say that if you're planning on flying, do make sure you're doing it safe and legally. As I bring the drone into land, it's goodbye from me for now, and as always, happy droning.